Hello all and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I'm Jamie and I'm going to be your host today as I take you through a brand new collection of Christmas dies. Now I apologise, I know we're doing Christmas again, but I promise you these are the most beautiful Christmas dies I think we've ever bought you. They're very, very delicate and very, very exciting. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through all of the dies that you've got today, introduce you to this week's mega bundle, then you'll be really glad to know that this week we have an essentials pack again. So we'll have a little look through that and then I'll show you all the cards I've made. And I've got a couple of different techniques I want to share with you today as well as we go. Nothing too exciting, but a couple of bits I hope you might like, might introduce you to. So let's have a little look through the dies. You can purchase these individually, or as I say, they will be in the mega bundle. So if you do want to save even more money, the mega bundle is a good place to be looking. I'm going to tell you the codes as we go. The codes are there for if you wish to order by phone to one of our stores. You can order by text, you can order by YouTube, Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. Any of them social media ways or via phone or text, please use this code and then we will know the die you're talking about. Sometimes I get a bit confused when I'm reading your orders and don't exactly know what you're talking about or what I mean. So this one is going to be your oval. It's code D141F and it is $12.99. Now I've already got one cut out here for you. It's a bit of a sneaky peek at what you're going to be seeing. One of the bits I want to point out to you, anytime you see these flowers, they've actually designed these quite nicely in the fact that if you turn them over, they're already pre-cut. So you can work around with a pokey tool or your tweezers, whatever it is you're used to using, and actually just poke them bits up so that we can see quite a nice delicate flower. You've probably seen dies like this before, but if you haven't, I just think they really bring them to life. You can of course leave them flat if you wish to, but I do think that they look quite lovely brought up like that. One of the bits I quite like with these as well is they've already put all these pierced holes in the middle for you, but if you do wish to add gems or pearls, you can do and cover them up and give it a bit more texture and depth. But it's a beautiful die. That is exactly how it cuts. So it's just the one die in that set for $12.99, but it is a beautiful, beautiful oval. Your next die is a bauble border. A bit of a mouthful. I'm going to try and get that right throughout today's video, but my money is and I'll get it wrong at some point. This is your bauble border. It is D142C and it is $9.99. Again, I've cut one out just to give you a little sneaky peek at what they're going to look like. It's a really beautiful one. I'm sure you've already worked it out, but we can cut these baubles off if you wish to and use them for something else, or of course use your border for other bits. We can also cut it about in quite a few ways and trim it to make different borders or join them to make longer borders. There really is so many uses. I haven't done any scrapbook pages today, but it'd make a really lovely border if you wanted to run it across the top of a page maybe, or coming out underneath your Christmas photos, as well as cards and bits like that. A lot of these I also think might be quite nice if you're going to do table decorations or Christmas crackers maybe, of different ways you could use them. Next die we're looking at is a very beautiful robin. Now I have a hunch that this one will be our first one to sell out, but I have that with a couple of these. So I'm going to be wrong somewhere along the line, but this is one of the beautiful ones. This is code D143C and it is $9.99. I haven't got a sneaky one to show you with that one, but when you get to see them in a minute, I promise you, you're going to love that one. It is beautiful. Moving on, we have our poinsettia border. Now, I've cut a couple of these out already at the top here to give you an idea of what you're going to be looking at. I've also trimmed this one, so you can see that although it is quite a long border, you can really trim them about and just use little bits of it. You can even cut off the flowers completely and just use the sort of holly bit to it. It's one of them that you're going to be able to cut about in quite a lot of ways. Again, you can join it if you want to join them up and make longer borders. There really is a lot we can do with this one. This one is code D144C and it is $9.99. No collection would be complete without a creator card die, and this week we have a really beautiful one for you. This one's got some nice swirls going on one side. All of this sort of lattice work around here is actually going to be embossed for you, and then it's got all these really nice little tiny stars that are going to cut out. This side we've got our hanging lanterns. Now although this is obviously set up to be used in one direction, we can twist it and cover bits up so we can get more than one use out of it. And I'll show you that in my samples. Code for this one is D145C and it's $15.99. The next one we have is our flower frame. Now this one is beautiful. I really do like this one. Again, it's good because you can use it in both directions, portrait or landscape. And it also has its own separate die in the middle. So if you do wish to cut it and leave it as a filled-in object, you can do. Or you can use this part in the middle of it and it'll actually cut it out as a frame. Of course, that means we have a lot of different options in ways we can use it. And I've got a couple of them that I'll show you on my samples, but it really is a lovely, lovely die. This one is D146C and it's only $12.99, so it's going to be one of them that goes quite quickly, I'd imagine. Next up, we have our trees and reindeer. This one is D147C and it's only $7.99. I've seen many a dies out there before where you'd pay more than that just for one tree. So the fact you're getting two different size trees, if I bring that one down, you might actually be able to see the size difference a bit easier. So you're getting two different size trees and your reindeer just for $7.99. So quite a nice little set there too. The next one we have is our floral foliage. So this time we're getting 3 different layers of a poinsettia, which all of this bit on here embosses. So they're quite delicate actually, they're quite nice to look at. Solid shapes but quite delicate. Might be quite nice if you're used to using the formable foam for your flowers. Might be quite a nice poinsettia shape for them because it's not too delicate and they're quite a nice size. You've also got your really nice leaf bits here. So we've got leaves here and pine cones on that one, which is quite new. I don't think I've ever seen a pine cone die before, but I really like that. This set is only $5.99 and it's code D148C, so $5.99. Now the last one on the line here, this isn't one that's in your mega bundle and it's one you will have seen before. We've had this on showcases a couple of times. It's half price, so it's a good little bargain to be had if you haven't got it already. This is your Happy Christmas die. I've turned it around so you can see the back of it. That's actually the cut side, but I wanted you to be able to read it just in case you've not got me on silent and you don't know what I'm waffling on about. This is your Happy Christmas. Its code is HAPPY. It was $7.99. It's now only $3.99. We do have very limited stocks of these, and when they're gone, they're gone. But because I hadn't got a text in today's collection, I thought I'd add it back in to show you how it looks on some of the cards with all of them beautiful dies we're going to be looking at. If you wish to buy that as a mega bundle, as I say, Happy Christmas isn't included, but all of the other dies I've just shown you are. The recommended retail price, if you was to buy them all separately, these would cost you £85.92. This week's offer means you can save over £20 and buy the collection for just £65. Now, as I say, that literally is all 8 dies, so we've got everything we've just chatted about in there. It really is a great way to save big and get your hands on all of them. All of the cards I've used today pretty much are just with these. As I say, I've used the Happy Christmas a few times, but just these dies are what I've used with the Christmas one. So you're going to be able to recreate the cards I've made quite simply with that collection. And I'm sure some a lot better, to be fair. And if you do, then we would like to see them too. We now have a Sunday Showcase Shares group on Facebook. And any cards you make using any of the products from the Sunday Showcases, we would love it if you would share them with us. So in our description on YouTube and on Facebook, we'll put a link to that group. If you haven't found it yet, I think we've got about 60 members at the moment, but it's growing steadily. And virtually every day, somebody's uploading something they've made from one of our Sunday Showcases. And I'm really enjoying seeing them, and I'm sure you will do too. It's just lovely to see different people's interpretations from around the world using our products in different ways. So as I say, if you haven't got on that yet, please do. It'd be lovely to have you in that group. Let's have a look at this week's Essentials pack. This week it's quite a chocker one. Your Essentials pack is worth £18.27p, but of course you save over a third on our Essentials packs. So all of this is yours for just £12. Now this week we have put quite a lot in this one. You've got 5 sheets of A4 Pearl Ice Gold card. Now this is the one that you often get in your Essentials packs. It's one of my favourites, so I like to make sure you've got a good stock of this. We've often inked this one and the gold shines through. It's just a really lovely heavyweight card and it's really great for your die cutting. You can make your card blanks out of it, you can make boxes out of it. Today you're going to see a couple of free white work cards I've done. It's all been done with this white pearl card. It's a lovely one to work with. So you're going to get 5 sheets of that in your packet. You're also going to get 10 sheets of our brushed gold pearl card. So again, A4 inside, it's got a lovely pearl sheen to it. And again, you're going to see a lot of that used throughout today. I even coloured it quite a few times today. And that will give you a very different effect. And we'll talk talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but it's a really nice cardstock again to have in your collection. You're also going to get 2 packets of bling. One is really tiny gold gems. Now, I don't know if you've seen our gems before. The gold and the silver that we stock in store are like this. Instead of being like a see-through gem, they're actually more like a little rivet or a little nail head maybe. But these are gold ones and they're beautiful. And I've used these a lot in the middles of my poinsettias, so you'll get to see them shortly. But you actually get 100 of them in your pack. That'll be in your essentials pack. You've also got 100 white small pearls. So again, lots we can do with them. You'll see them in quite a few of my cards too. We're also going to give you a metre of white ribbon. Now this is quite a nice white ribbon because it's a sheer ribbon with a double satin line running through the middle, or a double line even, which makes really beautiful bows and can be used in quite a few ways. I'm sure you'll see that on a couple of my cards. We've also got a sheet of a different colour red. It's a new colour red of Centura Pearl. It's a bit between a dark red and a burgundy-ish sort of shade, but it's lovely, and you'll get to see that on some of them too. You get 1 sheet of that. I've also heavily used acetate in today's showcase, so you're going to get 5 sheets of acetate in here as well. They're A4 again, and once again, just as a little reminder, it's a good one if you like to heat emboss on acetate. You can do that with our acetate, and it shouldn't melt. It should keep that and stamp on it quite well. We're also going to give you lots of card blanks. So we've got 5 different stepper cards for you this week, varying in white and cream. And as you can possibly notice quite quickly, the actual panels move about a bit and the sizes change quite considerably to give you lots of options. If you're new to stepper cards, this is a really good way. Save you buying lots of individual packets and ending up with hundreds of them. This set's going to give you 5 of them to work with and play about. Again, you'll see these in my sample shortly, a couple of different versions of them being used. Obviously, you'll get your matching envelopes for all the cards I'm going to show you today, so if you're worried about envelopes, they will come in with it. We've also got a cream 7x7 card for you, just in case you're not used to working with 7x7s. Again, you're going to see some of them made. And we're also going to give you an oval card, an oval aperture card. This is just a C6 fronted card with 3 panels. And I'm going to show you how we can make that a bit bigger and more impressive when we get on to looking at the card samples. Papers this week, lots of papers again, a couple of double-sided ones. So we're going to start off at the beginning here. These are 12x12s, so we've got this white one with this really nice damask sort of pattern going across the front of it on one side. On the back of it, we've got more of a subdued script style design. Next one, we have got our little snowman toppers with our robins and our Christmas bits. These are great because they fit in the middle of your oval, they fit in the middle of the creator card die, and they fit in the middle of the flower frame or floral frame. So you're going to get to see them dotted about on some of mine too. Really, really lovely one. On the back of it, we've got a mistletoe design. So if you don't really like the pictures, don't worry, you can always use the back of them. And then we also have 3 papers which are single-sided. So our first one is all different Christmas carols, wrote out in text form. We then have our floral background one, which is quite subtle, quite like this one. You're going to get to see that on one of my cards with the snowman off of the sheet I was just showing you. And then more of a cream toned down poinsettia paper. So that's going to be all of your fun bits you're going to get in your essentials kit. Once again, that is worth £18.27, but it is yours for just £12. Now, warning time, I always have to do this. Our essential packs go very, very, very quickly. We struggle every week to meet demand with them, so if you do want them, get on it quickly. And while we're giving you a warning about demand, thinking about it, last week's showcase, if you haven't seen it yet, do go have a look at it. We've got the products back in stock. Sadly, the offer's ended, because our showcase offers do end at the end of the week. But little warning for you, we'd actually sold out of all of our showcase products we had in stock by lunchtime Sunday. We've had 3 deliveries this week trying to keep up with it all, and we've finally just about fulfilled all of our orders. If you haven't got yours yet, I promise you it'll be with you shortly, but don't hang about. If you want to get it quickly, get in on day one and order it as soon as possible. I don't want you having to wait longer than you need to. We can order these products again, but who wants to wait? We want it now, don't we? So don't hang about, order it while we've got it. Okay, let's have a look at your samples. I think I've got 9 or 10 of them today to show you, so I'll try and do this quickly, but hopefully they'll give you some ideas of what you could be doing with these. So this is my first card. Now, lots I can tell you about on this one. So we'll start off with the actual card blank itself. This is using that card that you're going to get in your essentials pack. Now, I know when I show it to you in that form, it's a bit boring and quite small, and we've moved on a lot now, and we like to do bigger cards. So I'm going to show you how to convert this to that. It's quite simple. Just open out the sides and fold them in half. Now, if you wish to, do this on a scoreboard and certainly go across it with a score tool, but I'm not going to keep you waiting while I do that. We'll try and do this quite quickly, just to give you the idea of what I've done. Once you have done that, you have then created your much larger card front to work on. I've then taken a board. Now, this is where I have to confess, and you're going to get to see my secrets. On the back here, we write down all the names of the dies and the prices just because I forget, because I'm a bit silly. But it's what I'm trying to show you is the board to build it out so that it is actually a solid card. And then if you do wish to post it, this will actually collapse down. You can bend it each way. It doesn't matter. Everything's acetated in place. And you can then send it if you wish to, and they can rebuild it at the other end. The board on the back, if you are going to get your essentials pack and you want to know the exact measurements, save your faffing, the board on the back is 21 centimetres wide by 15 centimetres down. And that's all I've done, is just foam tape the board onto the back. In the middle here, we have our little Robin. Our Robin is put on a piece of acetate, so he collapses with the building. And across the top here, we've got our bauble border, which I've just cut and literally slitted onto the top of my card. I've put a bit of glue gun at the back of each side, so it is held in there quite safely, but if you wanted to, you could put a bit of acetate behind that like I have my Robin if you wanted to. Now, the paper and the card are obviously also in your essentials pack, so you are getting quite a few bits out of your essentials pack on this one. And then the actual dies, let's chat about those. Down the side here, we have got the poinsettia border, which is D144C, $9.99. You've got the Robin in the middle, which is D143C, $9.99. Across the top of the bauble border we spoke about is D142C, $9.99. And then obviously around the front here, our oval is D141F, $12.99. And I bet you're not half as impressed now you know I've got it all right on the back as you would have been had I not have shown you that bit. But I have no memory, and especially when numbers are concerned, I'm terrible. So the actual die cuts themselves, I've cut these out of the gold card you're going to be getting in your essentials pack. I'm trying to steal a sheet of this so I can show you, but these all started off as just gold card. I've coloured mine, which isn't something I've really done before, but this is one cut out. I'm just using ordinary felt tips. These are ones we sell in store. They're double-ended. You get a whole pack of them for £8.49, but they're pretty much just a felt tip. So if you've got felts, don't panic too much. But all I've done is literally just pick the bits I want to do and coloured over the top. Now, the good bit with this gold card is that it sort of has a bit of a vintage effect to it. And like a lot of the pearl cards, it shines through. So you can see that come through, and it just looks quite pretty. I actually quite like this. Usually when I work with dies, I distress ink them or I paint them. I don't think, I might be wrong because I don't have much of a memory, but I don't think I've ever actually just taken a pen to them and coloured them. Now, I'm just sort of scribbling here, so don't panic too much if you're thinking that looks rubbish. But that's what you can end up with. By following on with this, that's what you can end up with if you wish to. You can even take a few more colours and add them in if you want, but that's just a very quick sample to show you that's all I've done. That's literally it. Just faffed about, coloured in a bit, and left them as they are. In the middles, I've added lots of gems. Now, them gems are the ones you're going to be getting in your essentials pack as well. So if you're worried that I've got a lot going on here, you don't have to use that many if you don't want to. But they are quite a nice way to decorate the middles of your flowers. Of course, you could glitter them as well. But I am a bit allergic to glitter. I don't really like glitter. I like the effect of glitter. I just don't like the hassle of glitter. So I tend to try and avoid it when I'm doing my Sunday showcases because it ends up everywhere. But on the next card, I couldn't escape it. I really felt I was cheating you a lot out of glitter and Christmas. So I thought I better have some in here somewhere. So card number 2 does have some sparkle to it. Card number 2's got a lot going on. This time we're looking at a 7x7 card. And I'm going to show you the back again to show you what I've done. I've made a little acetate topper to come out over the top here. So you can pick how wide you want this to be by whatever's on your card. Mine's about 1 inch. And then I've scored it at 1/2 inch and 1/2 centimetre this side. So, but play about with the measurements as much as you want to. I've then stuck the acetate to the back here and put on my die cuts coming over the top. Now, yes, this looks messy. If I wasn't going to show you how I was doing it, I would have put a piece of card over the back to cover up all of this bit. If you wish to, you can do. But you don't have to. It's like most things, isn't it? We all know there's inner workings to these things somewhere. Just depends on how much you want to cover up. But if you do want to hide it, of course you can. That's your acetate bit. Now at the top of our acetate bit we have our poinsettia border. That was D144C and that's $9.99. On the front here you've got the bauble border, D142C, $9.99. Then obviously in the front here we've got our creator card frame. That's D145C, $15.99. Around the front, that's our foliage, so that's flowers and foliage, D148C, $5.99. Now hopefully here you're getting to see how that foliage set, you can really build them up to make quite impressive bits with them if you wish to. And sneakily on this one, I've also got the robin. Now I know you can't see the robin, but these twiddly bits here come off of the robin. They're the actual bits around the robin. So I've cut them off and just added them into my foliage. So if you do want to add a bit more to them, why not cut them about a bit? So the robin bit to get these foliage parts is D143C and that one is $9.99 as well. This is one of the only times you get to see the creator card die. I've only used it on about 3 or 4 of my cards. So I just want to talk a bit more about that. That's using the red card that you're going to get in your Essentials pack. You've also got the script pack, that that's in the background that's in your Essentials pack. But I did really like this. I thought it was quite lovely. I've actually layered mine just using foam pads onto some of the gold cards from your Essentials pack. I've cut the oval out of the middle with a knife. And then I've actually layered in a decoupage. Now my decoupage was much bigger. It was actually out here somewhere. It was much, much larger than the actual oval, let alone the creator card die. So I'm trying to show you really that you can cut even your sheets about a bit to fit the oval. And if you've got a gold layer underneath it, it doesn't matter how big or small your picture is, you can just home in on the bit you actually want to see. So that's what I did with that one. But there were so many pictures I wanted to put in the middle. I was going to cheat. I've been pressurised this week to take part in our homework challenge again. I don't know if you've watched my video last week, but we mentioned we've started a new homework group. Every week we announce a new design brief on our Facebook group. It's called Craftmania Homework. And every week we mention a design brief. You have 1 week from Friday to Friday to complete your challenge. It's just a bit of fun. There's no grading, there's no competitions. Just if you take part, you get an A, and if you take part in the bonus challenge, you get an A star. But it's just for fun. Again, if you'd like to check that out, we are really hoping that loads of you will join in from all around the world. A bit like I was saying earlier with the Sunday Showcase Shares one. We just like to see what you all make and what you do. And this challenge has been quite nice. A lot of people have given us feedback and saying that they've enjoyed doing it because they don't always have people to share their work with, and it's nice to have a challenge because they get set in a bit of a rut. So for instance, each week we give you challenges on the style of card we want you to do, or the colour scheme we want you to use, or the sentiment that we want you to use, just in an attempt to take us out of our box a little bit. And this was one of the ones I was going to try and do to fit in with this week's homework, but that failed. So maybe I might get time to do my attempt, but certainly if not, lots of others of you hopefully will. So as I say, I will link that again in the description on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you do wish to take part, you can click the link and follow through. Alright, moving on, let's have a look at another card for you. So this one is one of my acetate ones. Again, I don't think I've ever done this. This is a complete card made all out of acetate. So I literally have 4 panels of acetate. The front actual part that you can see is 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres. Now I left quite a bit extra on the back of mine. It actually makes it, if I show you on here, if we flatten it out, it works out to be A4 I believe, somehow, just about. But that's irrelevant. Doesn't really matter how big or small it is. It's up to how much you want to see of the front of it. So I've made 3 14 by 14 centimetre panels with a bit extra for my scoring. On the front of it, we've got our Happy Christmas, which is code HAPPY, now only $3.99. In the middle, we've then got our creator card die, which is D145C, $15.99. On the next page in, we have our Robin, D143C, $9.99. And then on the back bit here, we have got the poinsettia border, which is D144C, $9.99. And that one again has been cut about just to complete the picture really, and show you how you could make quite nice corners out of this one if you want to. If you don't want to use it as its entirety, no reason we can't cut it about and do different bits with it. On the back here is just another piece of card, again out of your essentials pack. And I've left the back messy so I can show you. If you wanted to, you could put another one of these panels on the back of it to cover it up. Equally with the dies, if you're worried about the fact I've padded mine on, and you can see the pads through here. I've done this again intentionally so we can talk about it. If you wish to, cut another die and glue that flat to the acetate on the back of it, and you won't see any of this bit, you'll just see the back of the die. Equally, if you don't want to, if you don't want to pad them, if you don't want that depth, then of course you could just use a clear glue and stick them onto your acetate. Just be careful with the glues you're using with acetate, because some of them can smudge and leave a bit of a mark. But I quite like that. I'd like the idea of seeing sort of all the way through it and giving you a bit of a different effect. So hopefully that's an idea you like. And if you do get the essentials pack, you're going to get 5 sheets of acetate in there. So that's certainly more than enough for you to give a card like this a try. Moving on, we have got one of your stepper cards. Now again, you're going to get your actual card blank in your essentials pack. So if this isn't something you've done before, there's no reason why you can't start if you get your hands on one of those. Now in this card, we've got lots going on. We've got the backing paper that you've got in your essentials pack. We have got the gold card that you're going to get in your essentials pack. All of my dies again have been done out of the gold card and coloured in with the felts like I show you. Die wise, we've got the bauble border. Now this is D142C 9.99. Now confession time, I cut one of mine. This is the first time I've done this. I just cut one of mine out of the gold card and stuck it in, and it's gone a bit saggy. As the day has gone on, it's giving in a little bit. If you do want to do this, no reason you can't. Learn from my mistakes. Cut 2, stick them together back to back, or on top of each other, I should say, and it will give it enough weight and enough support to keep it up. Or, of course, you could use a bit of the acetate that you've got in your essentials pack, or if you've got acetate lying around, and put a bar of that under it, and it would help support it once again. I think I was just asking one bit of card to do a little bit too much, so it's my fault. But as I say, I always like you to see my mistakes too, because it will hopefully prevent you from doing them in the future. Bauble border is D142C, and it's $9.99. On the front, we also have the poinsettia border going around the back here, coming up this side. That is D144C, $9.99. We have the beautiful flower frame. Now this time I have cut the window out using the die that comes in the middle, and I've got a solid one of them underneath to use as my frame. I've also used that window bit to cut out my snowman off of your 12x12 sheet, but of course there's no reason that couldn't be a decoupage or a verse, or so many things we could pop in there. And again, it shows you how well we can use this as a portrait or as a landscape die. Lots and lots of options for that. Your flower frame is D146C, and it's $12.99. On the sides here, you're getting to see some more of the flowers and foliage. Now they're D148C, $5.99. And then on the very front, we have our Happy Christmas, which is, of course, code HAPPY, and that one's only $3.99. So I do really like stepper cards. I go in fits and fads with these, and today is definitely a fit. I've done quite a few of these, I think 3 in total maybe, but lots that we can chat about with them, and lots of ideas. Now this is another one of the ones I wanted to talk to you about. This is a different technique that I've been playing with today. I'm sure I'm not the first person to come up with it. I've never seen it anywhere, and it's not really a technique. It's more me being messy. But I wanted to talk to you about it and show you how I did it in case you really like this and want to try it. So on this card, we have got black cutouts. Everything you see this time is cut out of black cardstock. Now, we didn't give you this in the Essentials pack because we gave you lots of this last week, and we don't want to overload you. We know we have quite a lot of you who collect our Essentials packs every week. So you might not want loads of black card, but if you've got some lying around, this might be a technique you want to try. So die-wise on this one, before we move on to how I did them, you've got the robin, which is D143C, and that's $9.99. You've got the poinsettia border going down the sides of our gatefold. Now that is D144C, $9.99. And then, of course, in the middle we have the flower frame, which is D146D, $12.99. And you've got the Happy Christmas, which is code HAPPY, $3.99. Now, as I say, everything is cut out of black. So I wanted to show you how I did this. So I've got some already cut here, if we can untwine them. This is one of our poinsettia borders. And for this, I'm going to use metallic gilding polish. Now, I often go on about this. I love metallic gilding polish. This is one of them products that I dig out of my cupboard every now and again and really go to town with. So today we're going to use 3 colours. We've got rich red, fern green, and I forgot the name of the gold. Gold Treasure. These are available on the website or in store. and they are on offer. You can buy any 9 colours for £45. So if you do wish to get your hands on these, if you haven't got them already, do get hold of them while the offer's on. Now, all I'm doing with these is, if you haven't seen them, let's tell you a bit more about them. When you purchase them, they have an applicator in the lid, and you can actually use this to cover up loads of items. If you want to go over the top of anything completely, you can do. If you wish to cover wood with them, you can. Work through stencils with them. The options really are endless. If you haven't checked out our videos on YouTube, actually like our back catalogue, I know you're watching one now, but if you haven't watched our back catalogue, we have over 100 videos on there. One of them is called Introduction to Metallic Gilding Polish, and it's a really good video, and it will actually show you lots of techniques that you can do with these. And this one isn't on it, so if you have seen it, this is a different one I've come up with. But you might appreciate that if you're new to this product. So all I'm going to use this with this time is paintbrushes. So I'm just going to pick my polish up, and I'm going to be quite messy, because what I want to do is blend it. So this is something that is going to take a couple of minutes to do. I'll try and be as quick as I can, but it will look a mess for a while. We'll even do a couple of layers. So even once I've done this one, don't panic that I have to apply more. It doesn't mean it's gone wrong. It just, that's how I've found I'm going to work with this. So do as much or as little as you wish to. You don't have to fill it all in. Some of the ones I actually prefer, I've used less of this and seen more of the black come through. So you don't have to really go to town unless you want to. But we'll just quickly go over a few of these bits. And then I think I've got them all, but I bet you're at home going, he's Mr. Berry, he's Mr. Berry. I'm sure I have. And we'll go back to it shortly. We're now going to go in with the green and pick up some of the holly bits. Again, I'm really not being too precise about this. You'll see why in a minute. But we're just going to stick a bit of these over them. And don't worry that I've got lots of black bits I haven't covered. Again, this one probably won't be the best one, because I try to hurry when I'm with you lot. I worry that you get bored and fed up of me waffling. So I tend to try and be as quick as I can. But you could certainly spend a bit more time over this and play about with it a bit more. Okay, nearly there. Nearly. Hopefully you like what we're getting at already. I love working with black card. I just think there's so many techniques you can do with these. So once you've got that point, and as I say, I know it looks a mess, don't panic, I haven't gone mad. Take a bigger dry brush. Now if you want to, you can pick up a little bit of a colour, doesn't matter. I tend to pick up the green when I did mine, just because I quite like the fact the green is a bit silvery in places. And then all you're going to do is brush across it. And by brushing across it, you're just blending all of them colours together. Now, depending on the weight card you've cut this out of and how intricate your die is, just be careful you don't rip anything that you don't want to, because I can be a bit forceful with these. But basically what we're doing is just blending the colours together on top of each other and creating sort of a mixed colouring. Over the top of the black bits, you will notice that the colours spread, obviously, and then you get a bit of a tone from each of them come through. And that's all you really need to do for your base bit. Hopefully we will nearly get there. Okay, and then any bits that you feel like, if you don't like the fact your holly has gone too red, go back in with a bit of green. As I said, you do possibly, if you like this idea, you may want to add a couple more layers to bits. I won't do that to all of it. We'll just do it to this bit. And again, just brush it over. I don't like it to look too harsh. And I quite like all of the black to have a bit of colour into it, but not too much. And then, obviously, when you've finished it, you can go back and you can poke out the holes in the middle of your dies, which I hadn't because I didn't need them gone at that point. And again, if you do have bits left in, I quite like the fact that when you remove them, you get the black come through from the sides where you haven't quite got. And equally with the flowers, when you bring them up into the air, if you can pierce all these bits forward. Again, I'm not going to keep you waiting for me to do all of this. We're just going to look at one of them. When you bring them up, you get the black of the underneath as well. And I think it tones it all in and matches the black bits that you've got left on the spriggy bits. So that's it, really. That's our quite easy technique to do. It's just applying your metallic gilding polish with a paintbrush instead. And that's sort of how it will end up. As I say, my examples aren't normally the best when I do them with you because I'm trying to rush through them. But this is something you can play about with a bit more. So as you can see on my one... Oh, that's the bit I didn't do. I knew I'd missed a bit. The gold bit, if you do wish to, you can take that and just add that after you've done them After you've built them, just add a bit of gold into the middles. And again, if you do wish to brush it down, you can do. Just be careful that you don't collapse your flower if you've built it up. But that's how I did mine. So I'll bring you in and show you a bit more of them because it looks a bit more better. Bit more better, it's good English, isn't it? A bit better on my card, hopefully, than my example does. But that's two of the borders, the poinsettia border joined together. And then in the middle, obviously, we have the robin that's been done. And again, I've left him a bit darker. Haven't quite done as much on him. The background panel I've done all over that one. Again, adding a bit more gold in as I've gone to this, just because I wanted to tone in the gold slightly. And again, with the Happy Christmas bit, I've added quite a bit of gold when I was mixing that one, to try and show you that you can add them in to bring out the colours from the poinsettias. And then this bit of card here, that layer also started off black, and I did all of that just around the edges so you can see that you could distress complete sheets of card with it if you wish to. Again, on this one, I've actually made my card out of acetate, so it is acetate all the way around. It's literally just a sheet of acetate, and I've folded it in so that the panels roughly meet in the middle, and then decorated from there. The actual panel in the centre has been foam padded onto the front of it, and then on the back of it I've added another bit of gold to cover up the fact that you could see the foam tape. So hopefully on all angles it looks quite nice. Again, if you're worried about the back of your dies, this time I've actually glued them on flat using Kalau glue. That is one you do have to be careful with the streaks on the acetate, but I managed to get through it alright. Again, if you're worried about how the back looks, colour the back too. You don't have to just colour one side. No, if you like the colouring technique, colour the back as well, and you'll have that shine through your acetate. So hopefully you like that. If you do, let me know in the comments. I always like to know if you like my wacky ideas. Equally, if you don't, tell us. We don't mind. It's all a learning curve, and hopefully if I can come up with some crackpot idea that you haven't yet come up with or seen elsewhere, then it will spur you off on a tangent of your own, and hopefully together we'll come up with some good ideas. And of course, if you do, and you do use that technique or anything else we've never shown you on one of these videos, make a card, pop it in the Sunday Showcase shares, or of course use it for your homework and pop it on our homework page, because we do love to see what you do. Okay, on to our next card. So this one again is a bit of a different one for me. I love working with white work, and I quite like the idea of doing sort of box sets and frames so you can see different depths. So this time I've taken my card, it's 8.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and then I've cut a frame out about 3/4 of an inch all the way around to make my windows. Now on the back of the windows, I've been a bit messy because again I like to show you what I've been up to. So you can see here where I've drawn my lines. I've wrapped my ribbon round because I wanted a ribbon front to tie in the different colours of white. Wrapped my ribbons round. I've put double-sided tape at the top of my frame for this one and attached on my dies, and then I've put a bit of double-sided tape over the top of it just to cover them up so it's not sticky, so when I close my card it don't all stick together because that really would ruin things. Hidden, and it would look a lot smarter. But as I say, I do like you to see what I've done in the hope that you can recreate it at home if you wish to. So on the front of my frame we have our robin. Our robin, of course, is the $9.99 robin. At the top of it we have got the bauble border, which is $9.99. And again, I've joined that to make it a bit bigger. As I said, nothing wrong with that. Join them up if you wish to. On to page 2, we have got which of course come in with your trees, which are on one of the next pages for $7.99. So you'll get your reindeer and both of your trees. And then on the back here we have our floral frame, which is cut out against white tile. The floral frame is $12.99, and of course you've got a Happy Christmas in the middle. And that's all left open. If you wanted to put acetate in your windows, you could. You could even put like an acetate in it and then do a snow effect on it if you wanted to. Lots and lots of options. On the sides here, I've literally just, hopefully you can see these, I've just folded pieces of card in half. So I've cut them at 1 inch wide, 6.5 inches in length, scored them at 1/2 inch, so they're literally pieces folded in half, and glued them in between each of my panels to create this folded effect on the side here so that it all stands open if you want to. I've then wrapped a ribbon round. The ribbon again comes in your essentials pack, so I said we'd see that on a couple of the cards. We see it on the last acetate one we did, and it's on this one as well. And it's also on your next one. I did go off on a bit of a white work theme today. So with this one, what have we got on here? We have got the oval. Now you can hardly see the oval. The oval is actually in the background here underneath our floral frame. But I quite like to show you how that fitted and that we could build it up to make more of an impression if you wanted to. The oval is D141F and it's $12.99. We also have the robin on this one, obviously in the middle here, hidden inside our floral frame. Your robin is D143C and is $9.99. We then, of course, have the poinsettia border. Now, that's coming out from all four sides here, around the side. You're also seeing on these the white pearls to make up the middles of the flowers that you're going to get 100 of in your essentials pack. We then have the flower frame, which is $12.99. That one is D146C. And of course we have the Happy for Happy Christmas, which is $3.99. This card, by the way, is an 8x8, so we've gone slightly bigger this time to give you size ideas of how they can all lay out on a card. And of course it shows you how you could use all of your four together to make a nice frame. There's nothing stopping you building them up, actually gluing them together to make a frame in any way, shape or form. On to your next card. For this one, we have another one of our stepper cards. Now, this time I have coloured in my die cuts again. I've done them this time again out of gold. I've left the, that's your brushed gold, sorry, your brushed gold A4 card from your Essentials pack. I've left the gems out of the middles of these ones, just so you can see that you don't have to keep putting the gems in if you don't want to. You can leave them plain. You could, of course, glitter them. As I said earlier, slightly allergic today to glitter, but if you wanted to, you could, of course, put some gold glitter in them and that would look quite lovely. We have the bauble border across the top here. Now, as I said to you at the very beginning, nothing's stopping you cutting the baubles off of it and just having it as quite a nice border. This is one of the places I've done that. Your bauble border is D142F. It's $9.99. We then have the poinsettia border tucked in on both sides here of our stepper card. That is D144C, $9.99. And then we, of course, have our Happy Christmas down the front here, which is code HAPPY, $3.99. The picture in the middle is off that lovely sheet from your Essentials pack, and your paper behind that is also off of your Essentials pack or in your Essentials pack. And then, of course, we've got the brush gold and the ice gold that you're also going to be getting in your Essentials pack. I don't know if you have our Essentials packs, but if you don't, they really are a great way for you to be able to purchase all the bits you're going to need to make cards like the ones I have today. This is our next one. Again, talking about them cards, we've got quite a lot of the brush gold and the ice gold on this one. And it's quite a nice 7x7 card. I've just folded my front panel in half to create this. I've obviously used the Create Card frame die. That's D145C, $15.99. Now, when we looked at this earlier, I explained to you how we could use it in two directions. So this is actually the first direction how it's intended to be used, with the lanterns hanging down one side. On this side, I've turned it upside down, so the lanterns are hanging under there, but coming upwards. So to hide that, I've hid it with all of my little trees. So I've created a little forest. But there's nothing stopping you building up like a little floral piece like over this side, over here instead if you prefer. There's lots of ways we could disguise that, but it makes quite a nice double set then, doesn't it? If you like doing the Book of Tricks style cards, we've done that quite a few times on my videos, again using frames like this. This would be quite good for that too. If you imagine these on each page, that really could make quite a nice sort of Book of Tricks style. Okay, going back to the different bits that are on this one. So we also have the bauble border, which is D142C, $9.99. We have the robin, which is D143C, $9.99. Now the robin again is just the bits that have been cut out from it. So here again we've got more of the holly bits coming in there, and there's a bit going on over this side that also comes out of there. The bauble border, if you're wondering where that's hidden, that's just in the top here. So I've just cut two little bits to sort of hide in the top of my ovals to give you a bit more interest. The trees and the reindeers on this one is D147C, that's $7.99. And then of course we have got all of them beautiful flowers, your flowers foliage, which is $5.99, and that is D148C. And as I said earlier, this one's on a 7x7 card to give you an idea of actually what size we're working with. And doesn't that frame fit really well in the middle of that? So yeah, that's that one. And that concludes all of my samples for today. So we're going to have a quick run through your different dyes and look at your essentials bundle again and your mega bundle, so you can get an idea of if that's something you want now you've seen what you can do with it. So of course we have our oval frame, that is D141F, $12.99. You've got your bauble border, which is D142C, $9.99. We have got your robin, which is D143C, $9.99. Your poinsettia border, D144C, $9.99. We've got your creator card die, D145C, $15.99. We have our floral frame, D146C, $12.99. We've then got the reindeer and trees, that is D147C, $7.99. We then have your flowers and foliage, D148C, $5.99. Now, of course, that all comes as part of your mega bundle. If you do wish to get all of that lot, it's worth £85.92p, and it is yours for just £65. Don't forget, obviously, we also have your essentials pack, £18.27p. It's worth, you can have all of that for just £12. So that's quite a good little saving on that one, isn't it? I think hopefully now you've seen my cards, you've got a few ideas. I think you can do better. I'm sure you can. And again, we would like to see if you do. Don't forget to upload your cards to our Sunday Showcase Shares page. Now, obviously, all of the bits I've shown you today, you can order them via text, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter using the codes that we have shared with you today. You can order them via Facebook and all of those if you order on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter or Instagram. Tell us the codes of the items you would like, the store you wish to collect them from, and we will hold them for you for up to 7 days. At the end of 7 days, they will return to the shop floor, so please make sure if you want us to hold them any longer than that, you give us a call or pay for them, and then we can hold them for longer. But it is only 7 days. All of the items you've seen today will be on our website, and online you can either go on and click and collect. So if you do wish to purchase them in advance, if you do want us to hold them for longer than 7 days, you can click and collect them on our website. Again, you can specify if you wish to have them in the Yarmouth store or the Lowestoft store. You can choose to pay for them online using a credit card, or you can use your PayPal for that as well, or you can even pick offline payment, which means you'll pay when you come to collect them from us in store. Of course, if you don't wish to collect them that way or have them held that way, then of course you can have them posted to you. Now, we don't mind whether you live at the end of the road from one of our stores or the other side of the world. We literally post stuff all over the place, every day. So anywhere you are in the world, you can order our products. If you live within the UK, then we have a flat rate of £2.75 P&P for orders up to £35. If you spend over £35, you'll receive free P&P. Now, obviously, your essentials pack and your mega bundle, if you was to buy them together, it'd be well and truly over free P&P. Even if you don't want both and you just want to go for your mega bundle, you'll certainly get free P&P on that as well in the UK. So that's a good little saving to be had there as well. If you live abroad and you would like to have our products posted to you, this isn't a problem at all. Just check out the frequently asked question page on the website, and it will explain how all of our international shipping works so that you can see what will happen. Also, if you've enjoyed today's video, then please give us a like and a share. It doesn't matter if you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you don't mind, we would love it if you was to share our videos. The more viewers we have, the bigger and better videos we can bring you with more products and better offers. This week we have hit 882 subscribers on YouTube, and we're desperately trying to get to 900. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. It means the world to us when you subscribe to us. It really does make us smile. Don't forget your Sunday Showcase Shares group. That'll be in the descriptions so that you can go and find that one as well. All of the cards from today will also be put on our Pinterest page. So if you'd like to pop on Pinterest and pin them, you can do that way. You can go back to them at any time and have a little look at them and jog your memory of what you can do. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, please let us know if you have. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next week when we have another new Sunday Showcase for you. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.